Hey guys, Thinking here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are jumping into the new burst mode against the Angel Golden FRIEZA that came out today, and we are going to do the Joined Forces mission first of all, and we're also going to get the 6,200 points at the same time. That is the score you need to get if you want to get all of the missions. Obviously, if you want to go for a higher score, you can put on the other modifiers. I do think Power of Wishes is probably the easier one to get a higher score. So of course, do bear in mind, remember, you only have to get the 6,200 points once. So if Power of Wishes is your better option for a stronger team, get the 6,200 points with that, and then you can just jump back in for one run. You can literally only put the Joined Forces modifier on, so you'll only get 760 points, but you've already got your high score already, and then the difficulty of the event is just a Dokkan event, because you haven't put any of the modifiers on, so it'll be super easy, and then that'll be all the missions completed. But for these burst mode videos, I always do like to get 6,200, well, sometimes it's 6,000, sometimes it's 6,200, but I always like to get the max score for the missions with both categories, just to show that it can be done, because some people might just have a better Joined Forces box than they have Power of Wishes. So yeah, we are using STR and physical types. We're going to use Tech and physical for the Power of Wishes. They're both the same modifier for points, so whichever one is your strongest, that's what you should do. 550 less team cost. I think actually with the team that I built, I might even be able to get away with the 500 or less. I can. So that means we can have an extra 30 points to spend here somewhere else. So we can potentially... One of the things I do like to do is to not give the enemy as much attack. Because you can see here we've given them HP. I would not recommend putting these on. Another 2,000% HP is a pretty significant amount. This one for the enemy's defense raising every turn. If I put that back up a little bit, then yeah, we can put his attack down even more. Because it doesn't really matter too much if it takes a while to kill the enemy, like if he's got a decent amount of HP. You just don't want to get caught with like the wrong unit takes a super and then you die like 20 minutes into the run. So I prefer to give the boss more defensive capabilities and not as much offense. So no status effects can be applied, only takes less damage from tech because we don't want to nerf our own team. We've got the 200% attack and defense, minimum damage reduction, defense raise every turn towards the end of the event, none of the extra attack, as low as attack buff as possible, and then he's got the defense. We don't put on those bonus extra HP ones. Any damage 100,000 or less will be 0, but that's fine. No locking, because that's horrible. Type disadvantage orbs makes you lose HP. Allies key -3, but the team should link well enough that we should be okay. So this is the Joined Forces team. We're using the STR-17s. We're going to have them on a rotation with the LR androids, and then we've just got a bunch of Saiyan Joined Forces characters. Bardock and Guinea with their EZA should be really good here as well, because we are fighting a FRIEZA enemy. We're not fighting, he's not a movie boss version, because he is the Angel Golden FRIEZA, but he is a FRIEZA enemy, so they will be getting a bunch of extra stats, and then obviously their active skill will come in really handy as well. So because we have the allies key minus, we do want to try and get some key on the way to the fight if we can. Not a crazy amount. Can we get one? Hey, there you go. So nice little bit of extra key, and let's see what we get. We do have the all androids rotation as one of the starting rotations, so that's fine. At least we have some of our characters together here. Not a great starting rotation for these guys if there's a super in slot 1, but the Blue Kaioken and Blue Evolution Vegeta, of course, just got their EZA today. They're a very good option. We could have run them as a leader as well, actually, realistically. They have a Joined Forces lead for 170. I suppose not everyone on the team, other than the androids, are only getting a 170 lead from this build anyway. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to bust out the STR androids, get Super 17 out, because the event will definitely go on long enough that we could get Super 17 out. And then the rotation of him with the LR androids should give us a decent little rotation. But we'll see how we get on. And then, of course, the Blue Kaioken and Blue Evolution, very, very good after their EZA. Bit RNG reliant on whether the additionals from the Rainbow Orbs will be normals or supers. You can see here just getting a couple of additional normals, but we get one super in there. And then we do have the hidden potential, of course, that could come in clutch for another super. And these guys, of course, get a lot of extra defense. They get damage reduction from the Rainbow Orbs. So they should take... Oh, okay, I was going to say, they should take very little damage from this, but they're just going to straight up take 0 damage from this. So that's what we like to see. Alright, so the GT Duo can start getting their build up here. every super attack building up their damage reduction. We of course will have the opportunity later on into the fight to get the standby with them, which not only gives us that big attack support, but then we have the revival, so keeps us safe for a turn. We have the Boo duo on the team, so we can get them stacking. They of course have their standby. We can drop the Spirit Bomb. Ideally we would want to get it charged up and then drop it in the final phase, because obviously that would be very good for doing a ton of damage. The third phase is STR, so we don't really want to be dropping the Spirit Bomb then, because of course if we don't get a crit we're not going to be doing a lot of damage. The only downside for the STR-17s here as well, of course, is because we're fighting an extreme enemy, they don't get the additional super from their passive, but they do infinitely stack attack. If we get a couple of supers off, we do get a decent amount of defense. They're probably not going to tank a super from this FRIEZA particularly well, but obviously with the links and the support from the LR androids, they can look pretty decent here. Of course, no crits means not a lot of damage, but either way, the LR androids will be pretty decent. And of course, we could have the opportunity later on, especially once we've got Super 17 out and he can be in slot 1, getting the exchange with the LR androids and then having 16 come out and do a ton of damage. So this rotation could be pretty fun. Straight up, for a lot of people, I would say the easiest way, if you want to get as many Joined Forces characters on the team, if you've got the Blue Koken and Blue Evolution Vegeta and you've done their Easy A today, they are a Joined Forces leader, so running double of them, you just obviously want to make sure you have a decent slot 1 unit for both the rotations, because they are not really made for slot 1, but they certainly can be very, very useful. So we want to make sure we get as many supers off with these guys as possible, because they stack. The blue boys do not, so it doesn't really matter that they're not going to get to attack here. Get a little bit of HP back with the same type orbs, and then get these guys to stack. Of course, getting the Vegito fusion will be super helpful in this event as well, because obviously that then gives us the Scouter for 10 turns, which will be very, very useful, especially towards the end. So yeah, a couple of, I mean, all the Goku and Vegeta LRs, obviously you're limited to the typings that you've picked for your modifiers, but there's some very, very good Joined Forces LRs. Unfortunately, AGL is not one of the options, because like the blue duo from the Worldwide have a really good leader skill for making a good Joined Forces team. Of course, the Super Saiyans from the cooler Worldwide Celebration, whilst they're not the craziest unit by any stretch, would be decent here as well. Decent leader skill. But yeah, we should be perfectly fine here. The blue duo finishing off FRIEZA with the additionals. And we can move on to the second phase here. So I think we can go ahead. We'll do this, see if we can get that dodge in slot 1 for the androids. Gives them the buff before they attack. And then just grab some same type orbs here. Top up our HP a little bit. And then get some more supers off with the Boo duo. They didn't get the dodge, or GT duo I should say. Always unfortunate when that happens, because they do get a buff for the turn once they've dodged the first attack. So they're not really a slot 1 unit, but if they can come in clutch and get that dodge straight away, then obviously that can be helpful, get the extra stats. As long as they dodge a normal before they take a super as well, is ideally what you want. But triple super from them here, very good. Get those stats up, do a little bit of extra damage. And then dodge, there we go. A bit late now, since they're not taking any other attacks anyway, but it is what it is. Having the GT duo in slot 3 for this rotation does at least give the 17 and Hellfire 17 the GT link as well, which is kind of funny. So they've got their Android links active here and the GT link as well. And then another super for another stack. I can't remember what the condition... Of course, they do have an HP condition as well as either attacks performed or received. I can't remember now to get STR Super 17 out, but we've got a lot of characters on the team that will have abilities revolving around our HP at the start of the turn or even mid-turn to activate like an active skill. So we'll have to see how that plays out in the long run, because things like Vegito Fusion, you know, then gives you a full heal. But we do have the different standby. I realized I didn't bring the Boo duo on the team actually in the end. I put Bardock and Gine on the team instead of them, because of the all the extra buffs that they get against FRIEZA, and they have type advantage and the active skill. Like, I thought all of that would be quite useful. So right, the Friend 17 could fuse, but we don't want that here yet. We can do that. We can't get super with them here anyway. We're a little bit off the HP for getting the Vegito fusion, but either way, the more stacks we get with these guys before they transform, the stronger they're going to be once we get Vegito out anyway. So in this phase where the boss is physical, we don't really need to worry too much. We do want to get the fusion earlier rather than later, just for the benefit of the scouter effect though, I think. But either way, we should be good here. Blue duo going to get off a few attacks. Getting those rainbow orbs for them is obviously the most important thing, so they can get these additionals. Ideally getting more supers than normals, but I think their animations held up pretty well as well, to be fair, considering how old this unit is. Their animations certainly are pretty good. So, bunch of extra attacks here, not many additional supers unfortunately, but here's what it is. Can you guys get any actual supers here? 2 additional normals, let's go. Alright, well. Okay, we can do. We're not going to use the active skill just yet. What is their condition again? HP is 70% or less. Oh, it is just from the turn. Oh, it is just a turn one. Just an HP one. So we're slightly above the HP threshold, which is a little bit unfortunate. I don't know how well they would tank a super in slot 1. Because ideally I would want them to get stack more so than have the androids attack, but it probably is safer to just put the androids in slot 1. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then do this. Of course we get a type disadvantage orb. I suppose that's one thing you could do, is purposely pick up like type disadvantage orbs with the character in slot 1, which would then make you lose HP and then be able to use one of the active skills for another character. So that would actually be a pretty useful bit of tech for burst mode specifically, because there's no other event where you can put that modifier on. But yeah, the androids coming in clutch with the dodges means we do get to get another super in here with the STR 17s, get those extra stacks going. Another super? Okay. Man, I wish the STR 17s were better. They had so much potential. Like, parts of their kit are really good, but overall they're definitely not the best. Alright, so going on to the STR phase here. What are we looking at like in terms of active skills and stuff? We've still got... Okay, we can do that one at least. Yeah, let's get Vegito out here, because we can see where the super attack is. The super attack is in the middle. I think on turn 1, because of the extra damage reduction that he gets, we probably just want to put Vegito in slot 2 here. I don't really want to float these guys off, but although I suppose actually they will get the damage reduction by being in slot 1, won't they? So they should actually tank the normal here for double digits. And then we can do this. And then we can do, because they've got what now, 246, but they've got 28% damage reduction because we've got 4 rainbow orbs. So never mind, 143. Okay. Well, Vegito should be fine. Post super Vegito should be over 1 million defense, and on turn 1 he has 60% damage reduction. So, oh no, that's only against normals, isn't it? It's just 30%. Or is it? Does he get extra on turn 1 as well? It's 60% against normals normally, but we missed the 24 key with these guys by 1 key, which is annoying because that gives them guaranteed crits, which against an STR boss would obviously be very beneficial right now. We're getting all the additional supers though, which is nice. Of course it doesn't matter because they're not taking any more attacks after this, but there we go. At least we get 1 crit, and then Vegito with the 10 mil. But now we have the Scouter active. That is going to make things a little bit easier for us. No additional super from Vegito. That's unfortunate. It's alright though. Get some crit counters off here. Do some decent damage. Oh, the dodge. Alright, let's go. Don't even have to worry. I think he tanks it for double digits on this turn anyway, but either way, we'll take 0 damage. And then another couple of counters here. Those crits coming in clutch. Extra damage, of course, post super. So yeah, very nice. And then the GT duo will do a good bit of damage here as well. So looking good here so far. Did a lot of damage to the STR phase in this first turn. So we do like to see that. We did. I mean, losing some HP with the physical boys in slot 1 is pretty good as well, because we do need to be losing HP for some of these conditions, but I think we're still not low enough yet to get the Super 17 fusion, which is annoying. Who have we got on the next turn? It's going to be the triple 17, like the triple androids rotation, isn't it? Which is not what we want, especially with a super there. Not great. It's unfortunate we don't have a bunch of STR orbs to pick up here to lower our HP deliberately, so we could then get the fusion with the Super 17 that was in slot 2. But I guess it is what it is. But yeah, we get the dodge there, get the extra buff, so they should tank the rest of the normals even if they don't dodge here. Hopefully the STR 17s will be okay. Ideally they just get a dodge, but it depends how many attacks they get off here. They're up to 5.9, and they don't stack as quickly as they've got infinite attack stacking, so like it would be a nice consolation that if you can't get the fusion with them, that they do actually do some decent damage, but it takes them quite a while to get going with the amount that they stack. Imagine like post EZA they should just give them like greatly raise attack and defense or something, and then they dodge the normal, so watch them eat this. There we go, that's what we like to see. Alright. Good stuff. Yeah, I think for all it's worth, with how good some of the LRs are, like the fact we could have bought the Blue Duo, I think the better build for this probably is just running the double physical Blue Boys LR. It might make the team cost of your overall team that little bit higher, so you might have to change some of the modifiers just to incorporate that extra bit of team cost, but I think it'll probably end up being worth it in the long run, so... Alright, well... I don't think there's not any way he's going to survive here, is there? So, because Vegito counter will do a decent bit of damage, and then the Dokkan attack will be GG here. Don't even really need to hit all of the nodes, but might as well do it just for the extra damage. Because even if the Dokkan attack doesn't kill him, he's being attacked 3 more times afterwards. So those 3 counters, then there's the Blue Duo to attack next as well, and they did get 24 key, which means guaranteed crits. So FRIEZA just getting absolutely annihilated on this turn, which is also a little bit unfortunate for us, because again we are now maintaining being at like full HP basically, which means no fusion for the duo. Although actually we could just do this then. I mean, I might just do this, because realistically, it doesn't matter if the androids don't dodge, we still get the Spirit Bomb anyway. So, I might just do this. And then if they don't die this turn, we just end up doing a load of damage, which is great. Oh, it's guaranteed hit, so yeah, we ain't dodging that. How much is this doing straight away in slot 1? 659k. Well, there you go. So, they die, but wait. There's the GT Duo with the Spirit Bomb. Okay bit of damage, nothing crazy. And then no super on this turn, because it hasn't been 10 turns since we fused, so no super on this turn. I want the 18 key super with Vegito, but I don't want to use up all the rainbow orbs here. We can get 2. We can only get 1, but that's more orbs. Yeah, that's awkward. Down. I mean, they'll have enough defense to tank normals, but yeah, not ideal. I mean, realistically, I would actually prefer it if we lost some HP. Like, imagine if they were taking 100k normals. That's more than enough for us to live the turn, and then we do actually get a fusion on the next turn. But yeah, the fact that you can't dodge against this phase does make the androids a little bit less, have a little bit less value in this run for sure. But sorry, Vegito will do a lot of damage here. Get the extra counter, 3.3. We know that with counters it's like triple what the attack stat actually shows. So ridiculous damage from the Vegito counter. It's a shame there weren't more attacks in that slot, to be honest. But okay, well they did take 100k, so I wouldn't expect these guys to take that much damage though. So we should live the turn and get the Super 17 fusion and potentially 16 out as well. So the next turn should be intriguing. Yeah, we're losing a lot of HP here now, which is good. So, alright. And we got the active skill. The only problem is he is supering straight away, which I don't really like. Are you serious? We heal... Wait, what did we heal from? Oh, it's the Bardock and Guinea start of turn heal. Bruh. No. Bardock and Guinea on the team actually killed us. No way. I don't believe it. What's their defense start of turn? 182 as well. Yikes. And there isn't a bond of parent and child ally in the same turn. No way. That is unreal that we're going to die because of them. Because of them giving us the heal, we're dead. And all because we couldn't get the fusion in. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, the androids only took like 600k with type neutral, so maybe the 17s don't die here. I mean, they're taking 44k from a normal, so who am I kidding? Yeah, 249k. Actually, that's considerably less than I thought. So, interesting. I think everyone on the rotation, even the LR android, should tank normals post-super. So, yeah. Type advantage, I mean, like, it works both ways, right? Like, when we're not critting against the boss, when we've got type disadvantage, we don't do a lot of damage. So, these guys actually tanking way better than I thought because of the type advantage. So, fair enough. We take those, I guess. And we got quite a few supers off here and some crits as well, so not bad. We did get the we did use the Bardock and Guinea active skill as well, so of course we got a big attack buff here for everybody. So if the androids get a couple of supers off as well, well, they got the one. All right, well, fair enough. 5.3 for Bardock and Guinea because they get the attack buff versus FRIEZA. Obviously on this rotation they just don't look anywhere near as good, whereas on the other rotation where we actually have like Bond of Master and Disciple characters, then Bond of Parent and Child even. So we can use the active skill for you. That gives them the damage reduction for the turn. So yeah, with the attack buff from Bardock and Guinea, because that carries over, yeah, we're going to be all good here now. So a little bit scary on that previous turn, but should be looking very good here now. I mean, Vegito just kills him, right? Because he's got 2 more attacks after his supers. So if he somehow survives Vegito's super attacks, I don't think he's surviving 2 counters from a post-super buff plus Bardock and Guinea active skill buff Vegito. But there you go. It's just going to take the additional 12 key, and that's all she wrote for Golden FRIEZA. So there you go. That one was a little bit shaky in spots. I think overall now in review, I would say definitely bring the physical blue duo if you have them as the leader instead. Don't worry about running the androids. I thought it'd be fun to use them here because they have a join forces leader skill, but we didn't even get Super 17 out, which is funny because I think I asked my thumbnail guy to put Super 17 in the thumbnail. So we'll see whether it's actually Super 17 or just the 17's duo. But there you go. There's our 6,200 points for burst mode with joined forces. So if you go into the missions, you'll see that we have done every single mission in one go, except for one. So it gives us a few stones, and we just have to do the Power of Wishes one, which we will do next. So let me know what team build you guys used down below in the comment section. Which typings did you use? What was your high score? If you went for a full high score higher than 6,200, then let me know what you were able to get. And we'll have the Power of Wishes run going up here very soon. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, all that stuff. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.